All right. Well, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of The Lethal Library. I am Stephanie.
I'm Dani.
And we are a true crime podcast. We focus a lot on cases in our area of Idaho and the Pacific Northwest. A lot of death row cases, but not every single one. And Dani does an amazing job of finding a new true crime tale for us every week. So what is on the table today?
Well, with friends like this, who needs enemies? These guys are just not good people. Oh, yeah, and they're fucking stupid.
Common theme. Very
Yeah,
common
it's
theme.
Just that it just runs right through. On May 2nd, 2003, two farm workers in rural Ada County spotted something off the side of the road. After exiting their vehicle and taking a few steps, they realized it was a body of a young man. The body was located on Pleasant Valley Road, about 4 miles past Cunamora Road.
And a lot of you locals like us will know exactly where that's at. So it's just crazy hearing these stories. And we're like, I know when I've been there.
Well, and this is also the same exact road that the Idaho State Prison's on.
Yeah.
They're just going to drive a little bit. We're just going to drive a little bit past our future home. Let's go.
Just go check yourself in now and save everyone some time, please.
The man had no identification, so the police reached out to the local news. They showed a faded black baseball cap that was found near the body to see if anybody could identify it. It was covered with about 25 safety pins with the initials LW on the front and Lagwagon on the back. Lagwagon is a band.
Lagwagon. We'll have to check that out.
Yes. But it was pretty distinct. Police received about 25 tips from viewers, not only for the identification of the body, but also suspects.
Oh, so people already know the tea.
They know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you might want to look at this guy or that guy. The victim was identified as Zacharia Street. Zach's parents, who lived in the Caldwell area, learned of his death when they saw his hat on TV.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that horrible?
Seeing your kid's hat.
Like,
and
we found a dead body. And yeah, we found somebody. Anybody recognize this hat?
And then you have to make the call and be like, yeah, very distinct hat. Know exactly whose that is. That's terrible.
Police believe Zach was taken against his will on Friday morning and driven out to a remote area about 12 miles from Boise city limits. 2 men are arrested in connection with the murder of Zach, who was 18. Jason Ryan McDermott, 23, and Rob Roy Wall Jr., 24, were arrested in a downtown Boise apartment after the tips came in. And can I just say, I had to really look at the name Rob Roy. So I'm like, is it Rob Roy? Rob Roy. Yeah. It's Rob Roy.
Good old Rob. And Rob Roy Wall. That's a tongue twister.
Thank you.
Rob Roy Wall. Rob Roy Wall. Nope.
A 17-year-old Daniel Earl Hosford, also arrested in connection to the murder. And his name didn't come out in my research till later because he was a juvenile, so.
It's a minor.
They all three are charged with first-degree murder. McDermott and Wall recently moved to the Boise area after leaving Washington State. Wall is on probation in Washington. He's a registered sex offender and has been convicted of rape of a child, domestic violence, and domestic assault.
Literally the lowest of the low scum.
Not a good dude.
Aaron.
And he's a fucking 23?
Yeah. What are you doing here? Do not come to my town.
McDermott has been convicted. These two are a fucking pair. McDermott has been convicted of assault, forgery, and unlawful entry of a motor vehicle.
A scammer.
I don't even know what that is.
It must have been the only thing that they could get him on for some event. It sounds like one of those charges.
McDermott and Hosford drove to Washington to get Wall. Like, we got to go get our boy.
Ew.
They returned to Boise and took Zach into the desert. The murder weapon was found under the gazebo at McDermott's apartment.
Oh, didn't take that far.
Blood on the muzzle was Zach's.
And what was the weapon? A gun of some sort?
Yes. It is a gun. It's coming.
It is a gun.
It's a 9mm.
Oh.
So I will repeat that later. Police state that Zach was recently arrested in connection with car burglaries, but had not been convicted. Ada County Sheriff Vaughn Killeen said it was a revenge killing and Zach was shot execution style.
Dang. What is ever that serious at this age? Like, come on.
Wall and McDermott pled not guilty, and 2 weeks later, Hosford pled not guilty. The three will be on trial together. Wall and McDermott face the death penalty if convicted.
Damn.
You can't go out and just fucking shoot people in the middle of the desert.
And think that you're going to get away with it. Like, this is a mafia hit. Like, we're taking them out in the desert of Vegas.
I want you to hang on to that thought.
Oh, gosh. How did I know?
In January 2004, Hosford agrees to cooperate with prosecutors.
Ooh.
In a plea agreement, Hosford pled guilty to second-degree murder. He will have to spend at least 10 years in prison with up to 15 years indeterminate. So, max 25 years. But still, he's probably 18 by this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that means he's going to have to testify. He made that deal. But, you know, we've done stories where these guys, you know, they plead guilty and then they still end up, they get it worse than the guy that actually did the murder.
Yeah, they don't make very good deals.
No. So
at least the scene, and it's, you know, it's who's going to turn first again. Mm-hmm. And if this is the youngest one, so I can see why they probably thought, you know, had an in and were like, you're young, don't let this throw your whole life away. You have a chance. And if it's going to help the case. And
in February, 4th District Judge Darla Williamson decided to hold separate trials for McDermott and Wall.
Okay.
Because they're like, Hosford pled guilty. We already got the deal. But the trials, of course, are delayed. The original date for the trials were in September, but are moved to January and April of 2005. Why? We have a guest. There was a scheduling conflict due to the Abdullah murder case.
Oh, Abdullah, you're just messing up everyone's schedule now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they wanted to get on that post haste, if you guys remember that case of we need to clear this all up because it was not looking good.
And there was a lot of the narrative that was pushed by the defense about it being
someone going after Muslim people.
Right. Let's just get this squashed right away because that's not what happened, you dirty fuck.
Yeah. To try to blame that on killing your wife and kids, not a great look.
You're a dick.
Yeah. So they wanted to clear that all up.
Let's just right away.
We need it for truly for the community because it was causing division.
No, it was causing problems. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
They wanted to be like, this takes priority. Understood.
In January 2005, McDermott's trial starts. Prosecutor Pat Owen told the jury that Zach was dead because he did the right thing. Ooh. Zach told police that McDermott was breaking into cars. Do you remember? McDermott said Zach was a snitch and that he had to die. Such a...
They want to go all crazy like this is a movie or something.
Yes. Public defender Larry Smith said McDermott is delusional. This is his public defender. McDermott is delusional, immature, and a thief, but was probably just trying to scare Zach when he fired the gun.
Boo. Are you kidding me?
Oh, no. Quote, the shot was only about an inch from missing him.
How are we... I'm like doing the equations in my head. Like imagine being shot in the heart, let's say. And they're like, well, it was 6 inches from missing you. It wasn't on purpose.
I was just trying to scare you. Are you scared?
A fun little prank. Like how someone could even say that in a court of law. Be like, it almost missed him. So, yeah, it almost doesn't fucking matter at this point. Like, This is wild. Who is this freaking lawyer? Oh my God.
Smith said he will present evidence that McDermott has terrible eyesight and that the desert night was dark.
How is this helping? He can't see, it almost missed him, but for some reason it just got him right in the head. He's just a lucky guy. What?
For real. This guy has a law degree.
In my mind, I'm like, if you can't see very well and you still did that, you were really trying to hit that, like...
I love that outlook on that because,
What are we doing, Smith?
McDermott appeared calm and collected during his trial. That's what the paper said. I think he was defiant, is what I think. Which is not calm and collected.
No.
He's being defiant because he thinks he's so fucking awesome. Prosecutor Owen said Zach was arrested in April 2003 by Boise police for breaking into a car. He cooperated with investigators and told them about others involved in the break-ins, including McDermott. When McDermott found out, he invited Zach to his apartment where he met Wall and Hosford. All four of the men got into McDermott's car and drove into the desert. McDermott then pulled a 9mm gun from the trunk and ordered Zach out of the car. He was then told to undress down to his underwear and socks and kneel on the ground with his hands behind his back. This was the execution style.
Yeah.
Buddy Wall then suggested, maybe we should wrap a shirt around Zach's head to contain the blood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're totally just a harmless prank here.
This is premeditation. So,
yeah, these were some young men literally thinking that they're some big, bad, cool movie and we got to take care of business and this is how I saw him do it in this movie. Like, you can't tell me otherwise.
McDermott placed the gun barrel at the back of Zach's head 3 different times. McDermott asked if he could feel it. Zach pleaded with them to take care of my sister.
Oh my gosh, this is terrifying.
McDermott then pulled the trigger, shooting him behind the ear. It's cruel.
It is, and it makes me even more roll my eyes at this defense of he can't see. Well, he clearly was pressing it on his head, asking him if he could feel it. You don't need great eyesight to do that.
McDermott turned to Hosford and asked him to shoot Zach again. Hosford said he couldn't do it. Wall took Zach's pants and put them over his head and shot him in the temple.
No need for that.
No.
Just wanted to be one of the cool kids here? Like, what are you doing?
I think McDermott was pressuring him just because he asked
Yeah.
Hosford. It didn't say in my research exactly what he said to him, but I'm sure it was something like, fine, then you. And I've been, honestly, I don't know if Hosford knew what was going on. Like, maybe he thought they were going to go beat him up or whatever, but like
leave him out there, sure.
Right. But can you imagine the guts it would take to say no to that when you just saw a man being shot? I'm not saying it's good, but you're automatically putting your own life in danger by telling this guy no.
It's real now.
It's real.
It's not a little jokey joke anymore.
And for him to at least say, I can't do that, I mean, that's something. Because the threat is real.
It is.
Defense is claiming this was just a loyalty test gone wrong.
Yeah, I'd say more than that.
They said there is no doubt that McDermott shot Zach, but they're claiming it was an accident.
This is just the most bullshit fuckery I've heard in a while. Bold audacity. Where did they find it? It must have been on clearance because this is stupid.
It's a bad defense.
This is not just dumb criminals. This is dumb ass attorneys. I'm done.
Defense attorney at Odyssey said McDermott was waving a gun trying to scare Zach when it went off.
If he was blindfolded, like he's nearly naked, kneeling, I think you got someone about as scared as they could be if they're asking you to take care of their sister. That's about as scared as you could be. But sure, what else in this, like, great big creative imagination can we come up with?
Prosecutor Owen told the jury, quote, "This was not a test. Once Jason McDermott shot Zach in the head, they didn't need to scare him anymore.
Yeah.
Zacharia Street was on his knees, begging for his life. He did nothing wrong. Not a single bit of this was by chance or accident."
Thank you. Someone had to say it.
Like, you're fucking an idiot.
I bet the jury was like, thank you. Is this not obvious? If I was in this jury, I'd be like, yeah, that's ridiculous that you had to say that. Like, it's like an insult to your intelligence, you know, like.
He literally touched his head 3 times with a gun, asked him if he could feel it.
No, he was doing a little jiggy dance with it and was trying to, like, make him laugh and scare him a little bit.
They were not celebrating. Psh, psh,
Yeah.
psh. No. Oh, shit, a stray bullet. No.
Was this a public defender or did they pay for this? Like,
I imagine it was a public defender.
even for a public defender, I'm like,
ugh. There's just no... I really think they were just grasping at straws, because how do you defend dragging your friend out into the desert, having him get naked, nearly naked, and then shooting him in the... wrapping a t-shirt around his head and then shooting... Can you imagine that poor... No.
wild
Like, really?
stuff in this courtroom.
After 10 hours of deliberation, the jury found McDermott guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and the use of a weapon in the commission of a felony. Ba-bang.
Thank you. I'm surprised it took that long, but maybe I know that a lot of times premeditation is what, like, oh, were they just going to do that and then he decided last minute? So I'm imagining maybe it was the premeditation that took longer than I would expect.
And also, so I feel like this was a little bit late. This is a case that was, you know, the 80s and 90s. It seemed like we were getting 4 hours. I feel like the culture of crime and trials and that kind of stuff took a turn after OJ Menendez. People were taking this very jury duty very seriously,
Which
and
they should.
They should, and not willy-nilly just saying, yeah, boom, dude. Because we've seen 4 hours death penalty. So I feel like I like seeing more time with the jury deliberating, because I feel like they're being more deliberate about it and not just like,
I feel like
definitely this guy did it or definitely not. No, they're
dotting their I's, crossing their T's.
They're taking some more time. And so I like to see that, because that makes me feel like they're really taking the time to do their job correctly.
And less chance for a mistrial or like not reading the directions correctly or whatever.
Yes, ma'am. That's where I was trying to go with that, but shit, you know. During the sentencing hearing, a neuropsychologist
Very nice, Dani.
said McDermott has extensive brain injuries from being shot in 2001, and it severely affects his ability to process emotions. He lost a piece of his brain about the size of a tennis ball when he was shot in the back of his head in 2001.
Good Lord.
He was also dropped about 10 feet as a toddler, and that has caused him emotional and developmental problems. We don't shoot about it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
But to get shot, this is the second
Tennis ball sized.
Yeah. How do you get just shot in the head? Where were your parents?
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, and I can see that can definitely affect people's temperament and whatever. It certainly isn't an excuse, but it can explain the, people's erratic behavior. I kind of think of it like CTE, of like how that
Yeah.
just causes this completely erratic behavior. Sure, that can be a thing, but you can't go kill your whole family about it. It's can't do
You
it.
can't do it.
Yeah.
Counselor Carol Hackney, who treated McDermott in 2002 while he was on probation from an organ offense, said she read some cryptic lyrics McDermott wrote about him being shot. Because I'm trying to figure, and I'm going to tell you, I don't know how he got shot. I couldn't find that, the circumstances. So that's why I included this. In the song that his counselor read, he wrote that he was sitting in the front seat of a van on the way to commit a crime when someone in the back seat shot him in the back of the head and then again in the shoulder as he fell out of the van.
Also terrifying. The hell was going on over there?
I don't know what he was doing. But so that was like a song that he made up about it, but I don't know the real but he was shot in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And you don't do that to yourself, maybe? I don't know. I was pretty bummed. I tried to find it. I couldn't. Prosecutors called on some Eugene, Oregon police officers to testify. They said that McDermott hoped to form a crime family, and he has been convicted of crimes like poisoning a man's drink with iodine, stealing checks from mailboxes and cashing them, and a history of threatening people with violence. McDermott began calling himself Chaos.
So he's trying to embody a villain.
Mm-hmm.
I see what's happening here.
McDermott planned on leading the crime family through fear and intimidation.
That's how they teach you to do it on the movies.
Only one juror kept McDermott from the death penalty. 11 out of the 12 jurors agreed that McDermott's crime had at least one of the 3 aggravating factors for the death penalty. But it has to be unanimous.
Okay.
In March, the prosecution announced that they will not be seeking the death penalty against Wall. Buddy Wall. Prosecutor Owen said Wall was less morally culpable than McDermott for killing Zach, and that justice would not be served if Wall was executed while McDermott was not.
I see that. Yeah.
Look at them thinking.
Putting a little common sense into it instead of just like, you get the death penalty, you get the death penalty.
Yeah.
Everyone gets the death penalty.
In April, Wall's trial begins. During the trial, we see a lot of the same players, and Hosford testifies again. With 6 days of testimony, it is in the jury's hands. 10 hours of deliberation, and Wall is found guilty of first-degree murder. That 10 hours.
10-hour magic number keeps coming up.
Judge Darla Williamson sentenced both men to life in prison. McDermott will not be eligible for parole. Judge Williamson called him evil. Quote, "This was an execution. You made Zach bow down before you. You made sure he was scared before you shot him. You killed him without sympathy or feeling." Yep.
100%. Yeah.
Wall can apply for parole after 25 years. And Judge Williamson said, quote, "Zach was a good kid. He didn't deserve to die." And Wall's cried during the hearing, and he was struggling to speak at times.
Nice to see some remorse.
I feel like he had remorse. Oh, well. Let me tell you what he said.
Oh.
He said, quote, "I feel like I let Zach down. Zach deserves to be alive. I see Zach everywhere I look. I have nightmares. I wish I would have tried a lot harder to stop McDermott from killing Zach."
Did they mention, sorry, I know I'm late to the game on this. Was there drugs involved? Because I know obviously there's some mental things happening.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm surprised that nothing has come up about it because I'm just thinking
I'm
the whole
sure.
time.
So they called him something. I can't remember. These are basically kids that, thought they were being oppressed from their parents. And they were out, a lot of couch jumping. That's why the car thefts, like just steal a little bit here, get enough to get by, steal a little bit here, get enough to get by. I mean, obviously you're not raking in
No.
thieving from cars. Like, you're like, dude, I found, XYZ and it's worth $20. Like, that's what we're dealing with here.
Probably
So,
stealing CDs
Yeah.
at this time.
oh,
Not the
God,
binder of CDs.
Give me a binder of CDs and some change out of the
Or
ashtray.
the face of the CD player where you always had to take it off and take it with you. They were stealing stereo systems, maybe. They could yank it out real quick.
Yeah. Can you believe that was a thing?
I remember my sister, she was so freaking cool because she got a whole new system in her Honda Passport. All black, big rims, huge bass. And it was just so cool. She'd click it off and throw it in her purse whenever we go somewhere. Very, very cool.
She's very hip.
And I was hip by
Association?
Yeah. I felt like it anyway. I wasn't really, but I definitely felt extremely cool.
You see, I have no face of a radio in
Yeah,
here.
you
It's
can't
because it's
steal
in my
mine.
purse, motherfucker.
Can't stand mine.
Oh, shit. Dermott tried to tell the judge that the prosecution had it all wrong. She responded, quote, Mr. McDermott, we all know what happened. Court is adjourned.
She said, I'm going to stop you right there.
I love that. It was my favorite.
This is great. This is like a great moment where I'm glad that a judge stepped in and was like, you know what?
Shut the fuck up.
We're not even going to entertain that. So if that's what you're opening with, we've seen enough. We've seen what we needed to see.
Yeah. The jury has convicted you, and I'm handing down your sentence.
You got it all wrong, Judge.
Yeah. No. It's July, and Hosford has a sentencing hearing. He already pled guilty to the second-degree murder. Quote, you were Zach's friend, but your loyalty, unfortunately, was to Mr. McDermott. I think there's good in you, though. That was Judge Williamson. She sentenced him to 25 years with 10 years fixed. Is way different. It just blows my mind kind of what the agreement was and then what the judge does.
Right.
Agreements don't mean shit.
The judge is like, yeah, I get to have a little say here, though.
Hosford told the judge, quote, first of all, I would like to apologize to the streets for the pain and suffering I have caused. I can't imagine the pain that they're going through, and I don't expect them to forgive me.
Very grown-up type apology.
Hell yeah. I mean, bad you were there. I feel like
He's a 17-year-old with a 23 and 24-year-old.
I feel like he got just wrapped up into this shit. I don't think he really knew that all was going to happen.
And even if he did, how much power does he have in this group dynamic?
None.
Still not an excuse.
No.
But, I mean, like you said, he chose not to shoot him. I know that's a low bar. But,
It is a low bar.
But especially, I mean, as a high school kid, that surprised me that he was the one that said, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, there are appeals. And I'm not going to go through all of them. But I did find one interesting from 2015.
Oh, let's hear it.
McDermott filed a case against Warden Kim Miller for violating his Eighth Amendment by demonstrating deliberate indifference to his persistent constipation.
What the fuck? Can you just read that sentence again? Because it was so many unexpected words that I wouldn't think to be together in a court case that my brain just completely went, what?
I know. Okay. McDermott filed a case against the warden, Kim Miller, for violating his Eighth Amendment by demonstrating deliberate indifference to his persistent constipation.
I didn't know the Constitution covered deliberate indifference to constipation under the Eighth Amendment. I need to get out my pocket Constitution and find out how this all ties in because...
And I would just like to give myself a pat on the back because that is a
mouthful.
A lot of
multi-syllable words.
Thank you.
All at once and that you don't see together.
Thank you. demonstrating deliberate indifference to his persistent constipation.
The next time you piss me off, I'm going to say, are you demonstrating deliberate indifference to my persistent constipation? It is under the Constitution that you can't do that. 8th Amendment, Danny, ever read it?
I just had to share that with you.
What a wild find. I'd be like, is this a misprint? Is this April Fool's paper? What happened here?
McDermott, so this is the finding from the court.
What are they finding?
McDermott has failed to show deliberate indifference to his serious medical needs, as required under the 8th Amendment. The court said, to the contrary, the record reflects that McDermott received continual medical care and that prison medical officials attempted to address his concerns through various diagnostic tests and treatment plans. McDermott offers no support for his claim that he is constitutionally entitled to be treated with brand name as opposed to generic Metamucil as he demands.
Give me that. I don't want that store brand shit.
Give me my fucking Metamucil, motherfucker.
If it ain't the Metamucil, I can't even get a real Dulcolax around here. What the hell is this? A prison? This place is
it's like I went out and shot somebody in the fucking desert for no reason.
Get him an off-brand NyQuil and take a nap, bro. How much time did you put into an appeal?
I can't shit.
And that is serious shit, but to take it to an appeal level, pretty incredible.
And then the court just says, you failed.
I'll never get over this.
You can't shit and you can't win a court case. Bye.
I will never get over this. What the hell?
There's lots of appeals, but I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to pull a fun one in.
We know that most of the appeals are just rigmarole, same stuff.
Yeah, they're just grasping at straws.
Nothing new or interesting comes out. There's no need to go into detail of each one. But yes, what a find.
Thank you.
What an amazing find.
I tried. So 2020, Hosford was released in July.
I was doing the math and waiting for...
Were you mathing?
The update, yes. I was using my fingers, carried the one. So he was
and
released.
These guys are still... I hate to say, yeah, it's just because I'm old, but 2025, McDermott, age 45, is currently in the Seguro Correctional Center in Arizona. Him and Martinez.
Mr. Alfredo.
Yeah, are still down there. There's one other guy. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. And while they send these long-termers down there, and Wall's in custody at the Idaho State Correctional Institution, and he is eligible for parole in 2028.
That is so soon.
Yeah, it's coming. Will he get it? I don't know, but McDermott, I hope you can't take a shit.
Yeah, I'm like, what, is he still constipated to this day?
I hope so.
Or do they give him the real thing? Who knows? How's Saguaro treating you?
You know what's really sad? He probably just needs some fucking flaxseed or something.
Probably,
and he can't get it
in your diet or something.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Sorry about your luck, bro.
It's rough,
but you murder about it, and so go fuck yourself.
And what karma, like, to have,
that's
like, you did the shittiest thing, and now you are so plagued by constipation that you brought it to an appeals court. You
sued the warden.
You cited the 8th Amendment in relation to your discomfort of constipation.
I can't shit. I'm going to write to the court about it.
You know you're extra constipated if you're willing to do that. Like, so I'm not sorry it's not a fun time for you, bud. I hope you get the great value brand of whatever the shittiest Metamucil there is and enjoy that. Wow. Good one, Dani. Shorter one, but to the point, and it's just wild, the shit that you find. So thank you for that story.
Alrighty, guys.
Hope you enjoyed Shorty But Sweetie today with a completely out of left field ending that you couldn't
It's
pay
a
me.
shitty ending.
Yeah, shitty ending. But thank you for joining us again. Thank you for following us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Reach out to us if you have any questions, comments, concerns. We are happy to chat with you. You can go to thelethalibrary@gmail.com if you'd like to email us. And thank you again, Dani, for your wonderful research in bringing us an unknown story of Idaho crime.
Absolutely. Oh, and I have one ending thing. Lori Vallow. I got another little guilty today. Go fuck yourself, Lori.
Yeah, fuck yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.